It's the Exodus from Egypt. You know, the famous scene, that scene on Har Sinai, on heaven on earth. And God says to Moses, Moses, I'm choosing you. You're the Goel. You're the Redeemer. We'll skip the arguments. Why me? Why me? Anyway, in the end, you don't win arguing with Hashem. So he went, and he's in Egypt, and it's the first plague, the first message, the first sign of God's might. And Moshe, the servant, the Redeemer, he's there. What? By the way, what's the first plague? It's time to turn the river into blood. So of course, the leading man, Moshe, right? It's a big budget. It's a big budget movie. So what happened? He goes to turn the river into blood, right? Isn't that what happens? Isn't that the first scene? No. But who wrote the script over here? Oh, God wrote the script. Okay, good. We can rely on that script. So what happened? Huh? Aaron. I didn't see his picture on the movie billboard. I just saw the big picture of Charlton Heston. I didn't see any. I thought that was Moses. That's Aaron. For anyone who knows Charlton Heston, I gotta know which generation you're talking to. He was the famous Moses from the 50 years ago. He's making a good point. You know, it wasn't Moses who turned the river into blood. It was Aaron. Why? Why wasn't it Moses? I mean, it makes sense. He's the Redeemer. He's the one that was sent to make these plagues. Why is Aaron turning the river to blood and not Moses? What is the essence of a human being? What makes us better than the animals? What makes us who we are, and what is really the true sign of a man's greatness? And of course, greatness means emulating Hashem. Sensitivity. Moses is sitting there in Egypt, and it's time to make things happen. But there's a problem. He can't take that stick and hit the river with it. Why can't he hit that river? Because the river saved his life. When he was a baby, and he needed to be saved. So Miriam put him in the river, and the river protected him. And he made it to his destination and became the Moshe that we know. So he can't hit that river now. The truth is, if you'd ask me, in the world I grew up in, I think that sounds crazy. Who cares about the river and striking it? There's bigger things here to accomplish. And that's, I think, an unbelievable lesson. It's not about the big things. It's about the small things and the big things. Because when you're careful and you're sensitive and you have a true picture of everything around you, then you can also appreciate that if this river helped me, then I can't hurt it. I can't hit it. And so Aaron did it instead. It had to be done, but he didn't have to be the one to do it. Now, obviously, if there was something that only he could do, then priority takes precedence. He would have to do it. But in this case, he didn't have to do it. And that's an unbelievable appreciation and a sensitivity to recognize the good that the river did for him, which wasn't even the choice of the river, just the mitziut, the reality is that the river helped him, but the river didn't actually consciously help him. So how much more so does this apply to a human being that actually does help you, chooses to help you, tries to help you? Real Teshuva. Teshuva means returning to God. But if we enter into God's world, then I think all of a sudden, what unfortunately may appear to be inanimate objects in front of us, the many human beings in front of us that we don't look at for what they really are, they are the living beings that we share this world with. Instead, I'm focusing on the piece of metal there, that nice silver piece, or maybe red convertible Porsche piece of metal, this fancy house, a swimming pool, nice clothing. What am I focusing on? You know, for a nice car, I'm willing to take advantage of how many living beings in front of me. How many people can I hurt, myself included, for this dream life that is really ultimately a nightmare? And how about all the hurt involved? Forget about being a nice person. How many ruthless, cruel people are out there all for themselves, for money? Now, of course, we are here in a holy place. We're learning about the ways of God. We're better than that. We're much better than that. And we are on some level much better than, we're not going to compare ourselves to the people on death row, you know. So, but in our world, there's also this level of accountability, the sensitivity and the appreciation that we must have, balancing our devotion to God and this pursuit of holiness, to be angelic, but at the same time to be in the world, rooted on earth, and be a people person. At the same time, we have to balance. That's why our Torah is two-part. It's between us and God and between us and our fellow human being. Without that second part, what are we in the end of the day? We're just a selfish nothing, good for nothing. God doesn't need my mitzvot. Ultimately, if we want to really get critical and look deeper, who needs my kindness? Who needs my love? God needs my love? He needs my love. People need help. You want to help Hashem? The quickest way to help Hashem, help your fellow human being. That's the quickest way to help Hashem.